Feminist Standpoint Theory, a critique and extension by Megan Card. The definition of feminism is a movement working toward the goal of defining the equality of men and women in our culture and in the workplace. There are three main ideas that go along with this theory. Number one, the knowledge is socially situated. Number two, marginalized groups are socially situated in ways that make it more possible for them to be aware of things and ask questions than it is for the non-marginalized. Number three, research, particularly that focused on power relations, should begin with the lives of the marginalized. As stated in the definition of feminism, a feminist is anyone who recognizes the equality and full humanity of women and men. This feminist standpoint theory is one of the most debated and influential theories to come out of the second wave feminism. It can and does relate to all aspects of culture and how it is viewed by the marginalized and unmarginalized. Now we will look at the differences between feminist standpoint theory when it originally started and now that it has been modernized. In the beginning, we had suffragettes who were fighting over 100 years to earn the right to vote, and they finally gained that in 1920. Although this was 40-some years before the feminist standpoint theory was defined, it called this kind of thinking into view. Also, we had Malcolm X's speech that helped along with the theory because it showed a marginalized man helping even more so marginalized women. An excerpt from his speech in 1962 titled, "Who Taught You to Hate Yourself?" The most disrespected woman in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. In modern days, Beyoncé's Lemonade album brings to light these issues in the modern world. There is even a speech excerpt in one of her songs that we will now listen to.
We teach girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much. You should be able to be successful, but not too successful that you're going to do because I am feeling and discovered to aspire to having failed to make my life choices, just keeping in mind, but willing to close the buttons. Mutual support.
Next, we have the Women's March. It happened on January 21st, 2017. It brought all types to Washington, men and women alike, to walk for equal rights for women. This grew to other places across the United States where men and women alike came together to walk for rights. Feminist standpoint theory enables our voice and opinions to be heard. It brings to light all issues the marginalized has to deal with. Both marginalized and unmarginalized can work on solving these issues together, hopefully. Malala's speech in 2014 brought modern marginalization in the forefront. At only 19 years old, she can see that there is no way to succeed when we hold each other back. As stated in standard number 3 of the book, this theory works in its simplicity for all issues. Feminism is for everyone, and it's not hard to understand. This theory is not just for women, even though in recent light, people who deem themselves feminists make it seem that way. As stated by Emma Watson, a renowned actress and feminist, we don't talk about men being imprisoned by gender stereotypes, but I can see that they are, and that when they are free, things will change for women as a natural consequence. Men are often stereotyped as angry and unemotional all the time. There are issues with this theory. There's a new movement going around where men and women alike state that they aren't feminist, when the definition of feminist actually means that you believe in the equality of men and women. They are saying that they don't believe in the new definition of feminist. The term feminazi has been founded and is nothing what the theory was originally meant to be for. People who should normally believe in the definition of feminism are almost scared of the new radical feminist wave. Once we get back to equality and stop fighting about who's better, then we can truly succeed. We also need to get away from radical feminist-related girl fights. Women of all kinds judge and marginalize each other, which does not help. This picture shows two women stereotyping each other. On the left, we have a woman in a bikini looking at a woman to the right of her. Everything covered but her eyes. What a cruel male-dominated culture. The woman on the right looks at the girl in the bikini as she is wearing garments from head to toe. Nothing covered but her eyes. What a cruel male-dominated culture. This picture brings to light the issue that we are more concerned with what the men are doing than the fact that we as women are marginalizing and stereotyping each other. This theory does need some help. It was originally thought for the marginalized, but needs to work coincidingly together. As this picture states, equality is not a concept, it's something we should be striving for. It's a necessity. Equality is like gravity. We need it to stand on this earth as men and women, and the misogyny that is in every culture is not a true part of the human condition. This is a quote from Joss Whedon, a producer and director. How do we fix this theory, you might ask? We should use it as a fight for all.
You're not like, I feel like Beyonce should get 23% less money than Jay-Z. Also, I don't think Beyonce should have the right to vote. And why is Beyonce singing and dancing? Shouldn't she make Jay a state? I'm sure he's very tired after writing and rapping those two songs.
Aziz Ansari is obviously joking in the video, for he is a renowned comedian. His sarcasm points to the truth that all men and women should be equal, just like Jay-Z and Beyonce are. In conclusion, the feminist standpoint theory is still a working and functioning concept. Although it does still function, it needs to be a bit rearranged along with the times.